This has been a particularly trying week for the digital asset industry. The acceleration of SEC hostility, especially against Coinbase, is quite disconcerting. The stress generated by this antagonism cloaked in regulatory oversight has exacerbated rifts in various tribes in the digital asset ecosystem. Let's set aside those disagreements for a moment and consider who the real enemy is. We're fighting forces that would rather see innovation, innovators, and capital flow to other jurisdictions, including jurisdictions that are hostile to the United States. It's a national security imperative that the U.S. remains a bastion of innovation and the economic engine of the world. Military power is built on economic power, which is derived from innovators productively working within an appropriately regulated free market environment. So we've seen the SEC actively attacking an industry in overtly destructive ways for political purposes. It was for circumstances such as this that nonprofit trade associations like the TBC were created. There are some, though, from a variety of camps that would cheer the SEC lawsuit against Coinbase as somehow their due punishment for listing speculative tokens, while failing to recognize that the incredible adoption that Coinbase and other centralized entities have enabled through their platforms is quite expansive. This is the wrong approach. A civil war within the digital asset industry will further embolden Senator Warren and Chair Gensler in their unjust crusade to kill the industry. These internal conflicts have to be worked out not on Twitter, but in face-to-face conversations at gatherings of thought leaders. The audience capture and echo chambers within Twitter have led to this blood in the water kind of effect around which the sharks of federal control are circling. The remedy in the near term with regard to the U.S. regulatory climate is exerting political power while continuing the good work of educating both the general public and elected officials. Political power can be harnessed in three ways: money, numbers, and passion. By money, I mean educational campaigns, political donations, and other sorts of collective action endeavors. By numbers, I mean galvanizing and activating large numbers of voters. They can be Bitcoin maxis who only advocate for Bitcoin. They can be Bitcoin first voters. They can be ETH first voters. They can be Web3 generalists, or from whatever camp. It serves all of our interests to present a united front. And lastly, by passion, I mean the passion with which many of us engage in these efforts. For example, Mothers Against Drunk Driving is a powerful organization, not because they have a lot of money or members, but because they are passionate about their cause. The Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto, digital asset industry could have all three: money, numbers, and passion. The NRA and AARP are probably two of the only groups that I would say could yield that same trifecta of influence. If our industry could stop eating our own, we could exert similar levels of influence. So let's come together and support not only Coinbase, but a unified political front for the purpose of ensuring that the United States does not continue down the Gensler and Warren path of self-destruction. Take an action right now. Join the mailing list for a state association for the state in which you live. If you live in Texas, join the TBC mailing list so you can stay informed about ways in which you can help. Get involved, get activated, and get organized. Just because we are advocating for greater decentralization doesn't mean that our advocacy needs to be fractured. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the front lines.